I cannot honestly believe we are already at the last round of the 2025 AFL season. Again, this is not the last tips and predictions video I'll be doing because, again, I'll be doing the finals and whatnot. But honestly, I didn't even know if this video was going to come out because for the last couple of days, I have been really sick and my throat has been so sore. Again, a couple of you were probably thinking, oh, this guy's just been sucking too much doodle or something like that, but the truth is I've actually got a really bad throat infection. Again, you long-time subscribers would know it's something I actually get quite often. We haven't quite figured out why. I've been to like 2 or 3 different doctors. They've all chalked it up to my 800 million different allergies I've got. But again, if like my voice starts to break or something like that, I'm not going through puberty again. It's in fact, I've got freaking something trying to crawl its way out of my throat, like, I don't know, the Alien movie or something like that. That's what's trying to happen in my throat right now. But again, we got the first game, Essendon versus Carlton at the MCG on the Thursday night, 7:30. Obviously, Carlton have not had the season they thought they were going to have, and I think the fans are pretty thankful that, I mean, this is the last game for them. They went from being a premiership, favourite to a lot of people to, again, at the time making this video, they're 12th right now, and I think we're literally just like 13th as well. But again, they're playing a team in Essendon who has had more injuries than women I've spoken to in my whole entire life. So it's kind of crazy what's been happening right now with Essendon their whole entire year. Again, actually a pretty good game against St Kilda. I'm honestly just kind of feeling like I'm going to tip Essendon here for the meme. I don't think they're going to win, but I'm honestly going to tip them because why not? I feel like they got to get a win somewhere. I don't think they've won since round 11 against Richmond in a game where they very much just won. Like, it wasn't something too great. So they got to, win a game to, I think, give a lot of these mid-season draftees something to look at. And yeah, I think this could be it. Again, Collingwood versus Melbourne on the Friday night. I don't think there should be too much in this game. Again, Melbourne, they have at least found a couple of players towards the end of the year. Again, Jai Cully has kind of been a little bit of a lord and saviour right now for Melbourne. A couple other guys here and there, but there's still a lot of work to be done. They're looking for a new coach. I mean, Collingwood, pretty stiff to lose to Adelaide. But yeah, I don't think they're going to lose this one. And they can't lose it. They've lost 5 out of their last 6 games. So you don't want to see that happen. So again, I'm going to be tipping the Pies here. Again, Port Adelaide versus Gold Coast. This is a game which the Suns just must win. Like, the fact is that Gold Coast are in a situation where they can still miss out on the 8. Again, will they miss out on the 8? Probably not, but literally a couple weeks ago, we were looking at them as like a top 4, big chance, and that kind of is dwindling away with their, loss last week against the Giants, which looked ugly on a lot of different levels. So, considering Port aren't doing that great, it's a farewell game, I believe, for Travis Boak and Ken Hinkley. I mean, Port are going to be going in there, though, to try and win, and they're going to be winning it for their, legends of the club that they have. You can't be dropping this one if you're Gold Coast, or there's going to be a serious problem. Again, North versus Adelaide. North are actually coming off a pretty good win against Richmond. I mean, the fact of the matter is that North have one of the worst backlines I think we've seen in quite a minute. But against Richmond, they just didn't let it get to their backline, so it wasn't much of a problem. I mean, they had like 450 disposals. Sheasel just had 54 on Richmond's head. It was a terrible performance by Richmond's midfield and coaching. It was not good at all. North, though, even though they're coming off a good win, it still was against the team who was second last in the ladder. And now you're coming up against Adelaide, who are the team who's finishing first. Again, they did just come off a really impressive win against Collingwood. I don't think they're going to lose this one. What a weird ending to the season. Again, the only way I think they would lose this one is if Adelaide decided to rest a bunch of blokes before the end of the year. But again, I don't think we really ever see teams doing that, and I don't really ever think it works. Again, I think Geelong did it for years, and they had a really bad first week finals record for a long time there. So it doesn't really work. I don't think it makes any sense for them to do this at all. I think Adelaide will get the win. Again, Richmond versus Geelong, the last game of the year for the Tigers, obviously. A very good year for the most part. I mean, a very surprising year. I don't think anyone thought that they were going to do what they have been able to done. So it's been really good. But I mean, Geelong they still know there's a really small chance they can finish first. If Adelaide drop the game to North Melbourne, I believe Geelong can still finish first. So this would be it should be a really big game for Geelong, and they could absolutely come out and smash Richmond here quite convincing. Again, West Coast versus Sydney. I don't know really where this one is going to go. I mean, West Coast have not been good for the most part. But it's not like Sydney have been that good either. The reality is that Sydney is still a much better footy club. But it would be interesting if West Coast could get the surprise win at the end of the year to kind of finish off what has really been a very, very disappointing year. So we'll see if this can ultimately happen. Again, I'm still going to be going very safe with this one. Tipping Sydney, just like the previous game, going very safe and tipping Geelong over Richmond. Again, GWS now versus St Kilda. The Giants are coming off a very impressive win against the Gold Coast Suns, who, quite frankly, I mean, didn't look that good. But Giants, if they peak at the right time, which it looks like they are, they could be another very big competitor in finals. And they could be the surprise grand final team that we all know is probably going to be coming. We know there's probably going to be a surprise grand final team this year. Could it be the Giants? I think it could. St Kilda are very much not playing as good in the last couple of weeks. They had a very shaky win against Essendon. Almost shouldn't have won that game. That's how bad a lot of it really was. I mean, I'm going to be tipping the Giants here. And I think the Giants are going to be wanting to finish the season off strong to go into finals and maybe do something big. Again, we've got the Western Bulldogs versus Fremantle at Marvel. This could be the game of the round because whoever loses this could be the team that doesn't make the 8. At the end of the day, the Western Bulldogs are a pretty good Marvel Stadium team, while Fremantle, again, the issue with Fremantle is they're not that great against the best teams in the comp. The Western Bulldogs, on the other hand, I think have only beaten like 2 top 8 teams this year. In like the 10 games they've played against top 8 teams, maybe even a little bit more, they have only won like 2 games, which is a really bad record. So you got 2 of the teams who are like the worst teams in the 8 right now against bottom teams, against top teams, going against each other. Could make for a very, very interesting game. I mean, the reality is that, again, whoever loses this one might miss out on finals. I have a weird feeling that although the Dockers might possibly be the better team, the Dogs are due for another win against a good team, and I think it could come here against Freo. So I'll be tipping the Doggies here. Again, Brisbane versus Hawthorn at the Gabba. Another game, 2 back-to-backs, which is insane. Massive games that I'm very excited to see. I'm very excited to see how this does unfold. I mean, if Brisbane win this, they can possibly make the 4. If Hawthorn win this, they can possibly make the 4 as well. Whoever wins this game could literally be in the top 4 when it's all said and done. So there is a lot to lose for both teams. And it's like you also want to win to have momentum going into the end of the year. You don't want to be that team that's just playing such bad, or not playing bad footy, but playing footy that you know could be better. You want to be playing your best footy. And that's what, these teams have to look at here. Again, I'm going to be going Brisbane just because it's the home stadium team. But there is absolutely no reason why Hawthorn couldn't win this one. Again, Gold Coast versus Essendon. We got the extra game now because of the delay with the cyclone. This should be a smashing by Gold Coast. This should absolutely be a smashing by Gold Coast. This should put Gold Coast officially in the 8. If it doesn't, holy crap, what a disaster of a turnout it's been. This could also put them in the top, it could almost put them in the top 4, I think, if they win against Port Adelaide. So they would win 2 games, yeah. If they got their percentage up, literally smash Port and smash Essendon, which they could, both bottom tier teams they could literally make the top 4. Again, what an exciting finish to the season. These last 4 games really are going to be very good to see how they all do unfold. Sunday and Wednesday, I think, are must-watch days for footy. I'm very interested to see how it all does go and unfold. Again, I'd very much like to know all your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section down below. Again, what are your tips and predictions for the last round of 2025 AFL season? Of course, I'd very much like to hear them. Subscribe to this channel for all those sports content news. My gaming/movie channel, which will be linked down below. My Instagram, go give that a follow as well. And I'll be seeing you guys next time. Goodbye.